Okay, so look at the LawBreakers Beta at 21:9. This is a brilliant game. Extremely fast gameplay with huge variety, skill demands and mechanics set in gorgeous environments create one hell of an exhilarating experience. As for 21:9 support, it's not terrible, but it could do with some serious improvements. So ultra-wide support-wise, there is native support, but it's got a lot of issues. However, I want to reassure any of you who played this previously and were worried about the lack of 21:9 support before, there is now full gameplay support. Yep, unlike Overwatch, it correctly shows off more on the sides of the screen at all moments when playing a match. There is a lovely FOV slider up to 110, and as you can see on screen right now, both these images are taken at exactly the same settings at 110 FOV. The only difference is aspect ratio, and it's gorgeous. You correctly see more on both sides of the screen, no zoomed cropping of a 16:9 image. The HUD uses the entire screen space, shifting both to the sides of the screen and sticking to the center depending on the element type. Unfortunately, however, the rest of the game, so the menus and cutscene type moments, are zoomed 16:9, so we lose the top and bottom of the image. For example, in the end of a match, you see all the players on the winning team in order, but you'll not see their feet because the image is zoomed in. Thankfully though, the image crops out above their head, so in fact, whilst it is annoying it isn't ultra wide, I don't have much of an issue with this because for all intended purposes, it works fine. You can still see the characters pretty much perfectly. Losing their feet isn't the end of the world. That said though, a fix still would be lovely. More importantly to fix though are the menus, which are all black barred 16:9 views, so they work exactly like a 16:9, however there is a bit of a quirk to them. See, in some areas you have obviously the menu elements like back button etc, but you also have live rendered in-game assets. The best example of this is the loot crate system. When you pop one of these open, you have all the effects that all work properly, but when the items pop out, you'll see that they actually line up with the 21:9 screen space. They're ignoring the 16:9 black barred limitation of the menus, and so are ever so slightly cut off on the left and right hand sides. You can see how much more spread out each item is on screen. They want to work at 21:9, but the menus are what are making them look wrong. So really, I would love a menu fix for 21:9 before anything else. And in fact, realistically, it's the only thing I think is an absolute must for them to sort out at 21:9, because otherwise everything else is fine. The takeaway point though should be that the most important part, the gameplay, supports 21:9 perfectly, and that makes me so happy. Another big middle finger to Overwatch. Performance-wise, things are very good. At 3440 by 1440, I could stay above 80 FPS in every moment on highest settings, no anti-aliasing, on a GTX 1080 Ti. It certainly has some notable performance demands at times, but that's down to the gorgeous environments combined with the intense action in places, and so overall it is clearly a well-optimized title. There are a lot of graphic settings to play around with, and all in all, you should have little issue making this run on your setup. So gameplay wise, I'm not going to talk too much about my personal experience with this, as I didn't get to play a ton of the beta, and the game releases soon enough on the 8th, so I'll cover it far more in depth then, but suffice it to say that this is a superb game as it stands right now. So in the same way that Overwatch has a set number of characters and each character has a set of weapons and abilities that can't be customized in any way beyond cosmetic changes, this is the same. I'm comparing it to Overwatch to make it easier for those of you who understand that game already, but don't worry, I totally understand that these are notably different titles. So LawBreakers has 9 roles for players to choose, and 18 characters that play these 9 roles. That's because there are 9 different characters on each team, the Law and the Breakers, but the actual roles are the same on both sides, obviously for balance. There are 5 game modes to choose from, all of the usual kind of game modes you're used to, but with the LawBreakers spin on them, like Capture the Flag. They're all great fun. However, in the beta we couldn't specify which game mode we wanted to play. You just loaded into a lobby and it rotated through them, but I'm sure in the final build you'll just select what game mode you feel like. There is no regenerating health. There are heal up stations though around the map and healing pickups. Every role is very different to every other role, giving you a wide variety of gameplay styles. Balance was superb the entire time I played, no character felt overpowered or underpowered, controls were very smooth and clear, nothing didn't make sense, and there is a lot of cosmetic customization, which is obviously expected, but because the game is so fast, you're really only ever going to notice your own skins. No one has the time to check out other people's skins in the heat of battle, but that's like every other game, I suppose. Now, of course, a big gameplay point unique to this is the gravity mechanic. Indoors, usually, you have normal gravity, but in certain parts of the maps, you have these gravity orbs that alter the gravitational pull, so that instead of you being pulled to the ground, you can float around, allowing very omnidirectional movement. Now, I had seen a lot of hype videos about this before playing, talking about it being so crazy and hard to watch all of your angles, etc, etc, but the realistic fact is it's not overwhelming. You can totally watch all your angles and keep an eye on opponents. Yes, it is more difficult than normal, but it is still possible. You're not cheaply going to get killed. And this is clearly down to the nice small number of players in each match, making what could be a complete mess into a controlled quality experience. If you have the skill, you will pretty much win every firefight if you know how to approach it, and it really is so much fun. Controlling your character's movement and knowing how each character reacts to the different gravitational pulls is of vital importance too. And on a just general side note, the music is really fitting, pounding out to get your heart racing, ready to fight the next match. A final big positive point about this game, the devs have said that there will be no season pass or other payment system, and instead all future maps will be free, which is fantastic. So clearly, seriously, move over Overwatch. LawBreakers is here, and it's significantly better in genuinely every way, from a gameplay standpoint, graphical standpoint, and technical standpoint. I totally can recommend this game right now. That said, wait for the full release, not that anything is likely to change in the week until its launch, but it's always good practice to not pre-order and just buy once you are sure that the reviews are confident that it's a great purchase. I have very high hopes though. Now, I should note that I won't be around for the actual launch on, I believe, the 8th. I'm away in Guernsey, but I'll be back on the 10th, so I'll cover it right away when I get back. Anyway, I'm going to give this game a WAF score of 2. The gameplay has perfect 21:9 support, and the rest of the game neatly supports 21:9, or tries to in places, but it has a long way to go before I could give it a higher score. So I hope that gives you some information on how the game runs at 21:9. Give this video a like if you found it helpful, and subscribe for future info. For any of the games at 21:9, head over to my channel or the WAF website. Hopefully I've covered it. If I haven't, then leave a comment down below and I'll try and cover it. And if you'd like to support the channel, the links to my Patreon page are in the description, and Amazon affiliate links are there too. See you later.
Eyes open. Safety's off. But you can't get up?
He shoots, he scores!
You are 2 zones away from winning. Double kill. Triple kill. 3, 2.
Death is my trade.
Enemy ball.
Slow it down!
Enemy scored. Ball spawning. Ball in play.
Ready for blitz!
Battery dropped. Enemy picked up the battery. Enemy is charging the battery. Ball spawn. spawning. Ball in play.
Ready for football!
You see that? Kintaro is victorious!
Enemy ball. Ball drop. Ally ball. Ally ball.
Release the hound!
Your team scored.
Release the hound!
Ball spawning. Ball in play. Ally ball. Your team scored. Ball spawning.
See that, officer? You're in Kintaro's house!
Ball in play.
They messed me up!
Ally ball. Your team scored. Ball spawning. Ball in play. The battery has been reset.
Now you're on a low plan.
Double kill. Enemy picked up the battery. Enemy is charging the battery. Bullseye! Your side has taken the battery.
Running on empty!